The last transmission. Late one October night, a small group of amateur radio enthusiasts gathered in a remote cabin deep in the woods. They were known for their curiosity about strange frequencies, always searching for rare and unusual broadcasts. That evening, the air was filled with the usual static and snippets of distant conversations. Then, at precisely 2:33 a.m., the static suddenly stopped. A chilling voice crackled through the speakers, whispering in a language no one could recognize. The tone was guttural, with words that seemed to echo from somewhere deep and dark. The group huddled closer, their faces pale as they tried to decipher the message. It was unlike anything they had ever heard. Then, the voice stopped abruptly, leaving only silence. But before anyone could comment, a new sound emerged, a low, rhythmic tapping, like something knocking on wood. They scanned the equipment, convinced it was interference, but the tapping continued, growing louder and more insistent. It seemed to be coming from the walls of the cabin. Panic set in as they realized the sound was not just in the room, it was following the rhythm of their hearts, speeding up with every terrified breath. One of them, Dave, gathered the courage to open the door. The night outside was pitch black, the kind of darkness that swallows everything. But the tapping was even louder now, coming from the trees, from the ground, from everywhere. Without warning, the radio blared back to life. The voice returned, but now it was clear. It spoke their names, one by one, in a soft, mocking tone. Then it said, "I'm coming." The lights in the cabin flickered, and the temperature dropped suddenly. A thick, unnatural fog rolled in through the open door, filling the room with an icy chill. The tapping became a pounding, louder and faster, until it was a deafening roar. In desperation, they tried to shut off the radio, but the controls wouldn't respond. The voice began to laugh, a cold, hollow sound that pierced their minds. And then, just as suddenly as it had started, everything stopped. The radio went silent, the fog dissipated, and the pounding ceased. But when they looked around, they realized something was horribly wrong. Dave was gone. In his place was a small, blood-stained note. It read simply, "He is here." In the weeks that followed, the remaining members of the group tried to resume their normal lives, but they were haunted by the memory of that night. The voice still echoed in their minds, and they could swear they heard tapping in the quiet moments, just on the edge of hearing. Then, one by one, they started to disappear, leaving behind only bloodstained notes, each with the same message, "He is here." The last member, alone and terrified, destroyed all his equipment, hoping to sever the connection. But the silence that followed was worse. Every night, as he lay in bed, he heard it, the faint, rhythmic tapping, coming closer and closer, until the night he finally heard the voice, whispering from the shadows of his own room, "You can't hide." His note was never found. Only the walls of his home, marked with scratches that seemed to be from something trying to get in, or something trying to get out.